Hi, I'm Charisse.
And I'm Holly.
And today we're going to be talking about, do you smell down there? Fortunately for you, we don't have scratch and sniff video. So Holly, when can you smell the most?
Well, definitely on your period, it's likely that you could smell. So it's really important that during your cycle, you're showering daily. Mm-hmm. You can change that panty liner really frequently. If you're wearing just pads, change that pad frequently. If you've got a heavy cycle, I would change it every, if it's heavy, I'd change it probably every 2 hours if you could.
I think that's the key, is changing that pad often.
Because the pad builds up a lot of bacteria, and bacteria equals
stench.
And
on a hot day, and depending upon what part of the country you live in,
yes,
it could be nasty.
Yeah. And if
like a dead fish between your legs.
Let's just call it what it is. So it's also a good idea to change your underwear. So say if you've been, you're really heavy on your cycle.
People don't change their underwear?
They do. They change it once a day.
Oh,
but, I find that when it's like really heavy on my cycle, if I'm home, I've just gotten, home from doing errands, say it's like after school time for you. And, just to feel a little bit fresher, just change your underwear and, put on a new panty liner and start over for the second half of the day.
Especially if it's a hot day or you've been exercising.
Yes.
Something like that, definitely.
When you're not on your period, you shouldn't have any odor down there. Particularly if you're showering once a day. A shower should be plenty. And you should not be smelling anything. If you're smelling something, more than likely, you need to see a doctor. You probably have some kind of infection going on. There are also other products that are marketed on television and when you go to the store that tell you how fresh they'll keep you.
So there are products, like you'd mentioned, douches that, Google that if you want.
A douche is just an internal cleanse that you use that isn't natural. It's basically just water and chemicals that are mixed together, and you squish it up in there and squeeze it like a little hose. I don't know. I've never done one, but basically that's what it is, and it used to be very common. So in like our Mother's Day, you were considered very unclean if you didn't do that regularly.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think the hygiene and things like that, and we've gotten better pads and better tampons, and so all of that's really helped. I think that's what's probably helped with that.
Yeah.
But they have wipes and sprays and things of that nature, and you don't really need them.
It's not necessary. I mean, honestly, if you have an odor down there, you need to take a shower. And if you still have an odor down there, then you need to call a doctor because something's not right.
Right.
And so I wouldn't buy any of those products. I think they're completely unnecessary. And anything really that's perfumed or scented, I don't really get it. Why do you need a scented tampon?
No, I wouldn't either. There's just more chemicals in it.
Why? I mean, it's honestly not going to do anything.
It's not green for your body.
And scented pads, the same thing. If what's coming out of you isn't smelling good, then a scented pad really isn't going to help. It's kind of like, when you spray the spray can in the bathroom after you go number 2. Does it smell like roses now? I don't think so.
Roses that have been fertilized. Let's just say that. So definitely avoid the scented or the chemical products because those can actually irritate you. Yeah, you can have reactions to them, so it's probably better not to use that.
You should not have any concerns at all as long as you're showering, changing your clothes, wearing cotton underwear is a really good idea, particularly in the summertime when it's hot, just so it's breathable. And if you're doing all those things, whether you're on your period or not on your period, you shouldn't worry about anyone else thinking that you smell down there. You're not putting any scents into the air that anyone else can smell around you, so you don't have to fear that. As long as you're just being, reasonably sanitary.
Right.
Yeah. So that's our advice. That's all we know about, hey, do I smell down there?
I'm Charisse.
And I'm Holly. Thanks for tuning in to Ask Mom. You can send us a message at hollycharisse@yahoo.com. Thanks.